Are you her boyfriend or just her ATM? Hey everyone, Nolan Jax here. So I have a lady bar here in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and so I've seen this quite a bit. Foreign guys come here, meet a girl in one of these bars, and then fall in love, thinking that they found true love. Meanwhile, all they're really doing is funding this girl's lifestyle. She has a boyfriend, a real boyfriend, or potentially a husband who they don't know about. So I'll be going into all that, the scams, the schemes, and some things you can look out for if you are entering into a relationship with a Thai woman. Anyways, let's get into the video. Hey everyone, I want to thank you for watching the video, but I also want to thank our sponsors, the Loikra Muay Thai Shop. They're located directly beside the Loikra Boxing Stadium here on Loikra Road. And whether you're a seasoned fighter or you're stepping into the ring for the first time, they have everything you need. They offer top-line brands that are trusted by fighters worldwide, plus unique, locally made items that you can't find anywhere else. Whether you're training hard or just looking for a unique piece of Thai culture, then the Loikra Muay Thai Shop has you covered. The link to the directions is in the comments below. Anyways, let's get back to the video. Number one thing we have to talk about is a sponsor and what exactly a sponsor is. Now, a sponsor is just simply somebody who believes that they're dating a woman and then for whatever reason starts sending them money, either while they're in Thailand or when they go home. These guys think that they're actually seeing these girls when in reality, like I said before, she has a boyfriend, she has a husband, or she has multiple guys, potentially, that she's telling the same thing to. They do this for various reasons. You know, the girl may tell them that they need help with their family, rent. Maybe the guy even asked her to stop working in the bar, and so under that pretext, she asked for a bit of money. And if that guy ends up having to go home, he will still send her money, believing that she's not working in the bar. But there's a large likelihood that she goes back and continues to work in the bar, even though he is sending her money. If you are sending money to a girl here in Thailand while you are abroad, that 99% of the time, that does make you a sponsor. You can never tell what they're actually doing while you're out of the country, and if they're not getting money from anybody else. There might be multiple guys who she's done the exact same thing with to get money from every month from them to fund her entire lifestyle. Okay, so now that you know what a sponsor is, how do you know if you are one? How do you know if you're in a real relationship or you're just funding some girl's lifestyle? And now there's three main ways to tell if you are just a sponsor. So let's get into them. Okay, so the first way that you can tell if you're really just a sponsor is gonna be money. You know, obviously in any relationship, money is very important, and maybe even more so here in Thailand. But how these relationships work with these Thai women who do have sponsors is they will continually ask for money. That's one of the main things they'll do, is try to get money out of you, essentially. So there'll always be some form of an emergency in order to get these money. And there's some common ways that they do things, common things they ask for to get money. And now the number one inside of that is something you've probably heard about before, and that's going to be the sick buffalo. So they will tell you that they or their family has a buffalo and that buffalo is sick, or maybe it's died. They'll be very convincing, saying they need X amount of baht in order to either fix the buffalo or to buy a new one. And they need that or else their family will be destitute. That's something that a lot of guys, you'll see videos online of guys talking about it. It's been kind of the common thing that has been said for a long time. But that's not the only one. There'll be so many emergencies. You know, maybe they can't afford their rent, or their mom's sick, dad's sick, friends are sick. Maybe if they have a kid, their kid's sick. Whatever it is, it'll always come back to some form of an emergency. So I did actually hear a story that kind of illustrates this back during the pandemic. There's a couple girls down south that had opened some form of food cart, and then a piece of equipment broke. They messaged some of the guys that they were still talking to, those guys being back in their home countries, asking for help in buying new equipment. Now it turned out that they made more money just rotating through all the guys that they were talking to, asking for new equipment for their food cart, than they did actually selling the food. And so they parked their food cart and turned to just telling guys that they were still talking to online who were back in their home countries that a new item was breaking every month and they needed to purchase a new one. And so that's just one example of things that these girls will tell you in order to get some money to fund their lifestyle. And now the easiest way to test if that is really the case is simply to stop the money. Stop this wellspring of money that they're getting from you. Maybe say that you're broke. Maybe say that you're out of money. You had some incident that happened and now you have no money. And see what happens. You know, in a lot of these cases, if they really are just out for money, out to have you fund a portion of their lifestyle, once you run out of money, once the funding dries up, they will blow up, they will get angry, they'll get very upset, and they'll stop talking to you. So it's a pretty good indicator that all you really were was funding their lifestyle and not really in a relationship. Now, if you are interested in coming to Thailand, checking out the bars and meeting people, then please do think about joining my Nightlife group, Thailand Nightlife. It's a free community that will introduce you to other like-minded people here in Thailand. Now, the second way to know if she's really just playing you is, what is your relationship truly like? You're here in the country, you've been seeing each other for a while, and what is your relationship like? Does she introduce you to family and friends, or is it always bar and other people who are bar adjacent? Because if she doesn't introduce you to her real life, then are you really in a true relationship? You know, it is a big step in any country to meet the family, and maybe even more here. I know some Thai parents maybe are not overly thrilled sometimes when their daughter is dating a foreigner. And so it can be very challenging. But if she's not willing to take that step, introducing you to your family and friends, then how serious is she on your relationship? Because at some point, you're gonna have to meet. And that even continues onto what you do. Like, when you go out, do you go out with friends who are from the bar? And then when you go home, do you always go back to your place? Are you never allowed to go to her place? Some of these situations where these girls have multiple guys that they're seeing, they could potentially be living with another Westerner, or they could be living with their Thai boyfriend or husband. And so they won't want you to even pick them up or drop them off at their room, because that guy who lives there, who lives with them, would be potentially not all that happy about seeing you rock up. So these are things that they have to watch out for. They'll always make excuses on why you can't even go to their house, let alone drop them off or go inside. And so that's a good sign that there's something else going on. Now, the last one is going to be weird phone habits. Now, this is something that's common in the West, as you know, if you have a cheating partner, they're always very protective of their phone. But something that's a bit different here is that if this girl is seeing multiple partners, is seeing other farang, then if you do see her phone, if you can get a glimpse of her phone, and you see a lot of text conversations that are in English, that's a pretty good sign that she is seeing somebody else, that she's seen other foreigners, because she's not going to be texting her Thai friends in English. And also, this even is taken to the next level here, because a lot of these girls have multiple phones. They'll have one phone that is for their real family and friends, and then they'll have a secondary phone that is solely for customers if they work in the bar, or for guys that they're seeing, for sponsors and other boyfriends that they're seeing. So they can really keep those lives separate. So if you see a girl with multiple phones, it's a pretty good sign that she's not seeing only you. Look, I'm not saying that all girls are like this. I'm not even saying that most of them are. But it is something that I've seen happen here, and that has happened to a lot of guys who come to Thailand. So it is something that if you are looking to date a girl, you want to date a girl, maybe meet her in a bar, or even outside of the bar, because it's not limited to girls who work in the bars, this is something that could potentially happen to you. And so these are just some safeguards that you can keep in mind if you are dating a Thai woman. If this video opened your eyes, then please like and subscribe. But if something like this has happened to you, maybe you have your own personal stories about dating a woman here in Thailand, then I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Cheers.